yara nyilla domoro ka diate
boy janno CK's restaurant
sa nakko be ninna dimbal nimba domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije luntan during tamala abeka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de te ka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa e ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery iko fanan be kalele badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo fendil lon dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international otoda number 1
amanke ba domo la jandama
e sa domo jang is atariya
wo mu kubandi
sa nakko sa futandin
oto sa nakko be mu CK's restaurant
ndafa nan janna mu yat ni manje dorom bijam
aban
CK's restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But
Don't you know about Baluwo?
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 What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
agada
ke mbijan raga nyaade
albaka
mbaka important
yo nga transfer la sto
ya transfer la
ha code nyinji
okay important nsila id soto
sa soto sorry agada
mbijan bro
albaka
mbaka
bara alla service o tariya
bare
ki janna nun kunu bara tariya
jannom yona forest de bureau gambia tonkon nano mbali ya bere ha birin koyna fo kato
bari si kodo kino kato nim fo bolong labe
56 branches mola sota gambia jam ha gambia kono ani gambia bantala bankol nko kono kiya bere kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw jannom number 1 ti nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol dil fana beteat gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale di
wo moyo diat
apelen da
barka ni na lafta nyelan kendol e binaji
yalo bukani la ko la barka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
barka
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you apply for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
yaran yilla domoro kadiyata
boy janno sikes restaurant
sa nakko be ni na dimbal nimbe domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije luntan during tamala a bee ka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de te ka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa e ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery iko fanan be kalele badde lomba conference lomba workshop lomba ye fo fendin lon dunia kono domoro betama nyillom international o tewoda number 1
amanke ba domo la jandama
e sa domo jang is atariya
wo mu kubandi
sa na ko sa futandin
oto sa na ko be mu CK's restaurant
ndama na janna mu yat ni manje dorom bijam
aban
CK's Restaurant, known for best quality food and customer satisfaction.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
Alright.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But
don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
I get it. Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. What's Nsila ID soto.
That's sorry. I get it.
Bro.
There. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the public hearings of the TRRC. This is the beginning of our second week of our three-week session, the 18th session of the Commission. Imam, you have the floor if you can offer some prayers, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Rahman Rahim Malik Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubinan liyaghfira laka ma taqaddama min dhanbika wa ma ta'akhkhar wa yutimma ni'matahu 'alayka wa yahdiyaka siratan mustaqiman wa yansuruka Allahu nasran azizan huwa allazi anzala as-sakinata fi qulubil mu'minina liyazdadu imanan ma'a imanihim walillahi junudu samawati wal ardi wa kana Allahu aliman hakiman. Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin.
Amen. Shukran, Imam Jallo. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Gracious and eternal Father, we continue to thank you for your goodness, your mercy, your love, your protection, your providence, your security, and your defense over all humankind. We thank you for the past week. It is by your goodness that you have ushered us to the beginning of another new week. We continue to submit all of the witnesses of the TRRC to you. And we do ask that by Holy Spirit you shall grant that all of them will be bold enough to speak the truth. And you shall grant the commission the discerning spirit to discern between truth and falsehood. And you shall also grant the population of this nation and those that are in the diaspora the patience to go through, see through the proper proceedings of the TRRC. And at the end of it, you shall grant each and everyone a satisfaction in the reward that you will give. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop Odeko. Council, if we are ready with this morning's witness, can you please proceed?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, commissioners and members of the audience. May I ask that the witness be brought in, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I, retired General Langtombon Tamba.
I, retired General Langtombon Tamba.
Do swear that.
Do swear that.
I'll speak the truth.
I will speak the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Good morning, General Tamba. Welcome to the TRRC.
Good morning, Council. Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to testify today before this commission. General, we want to interpose, we want to accommodate interpretation in one local language so that those watching at home would be able to follow the proceedings. I know you are very fluent in the English language. In fact, you speak so many languages. Can't list them all. Do you care to speak in any local language, or you would prefer to speak in English?
I would prefer to speak in English.
Fantastic. Would you? Okay, we would have interpretation in the Mandinka language, if you don't mind. That way, those watching at home would be able to follow the proceedings.
Whichever language you choose, I'm okay.
Thank you very much. Considering that we would have interpretation in the Mandinka language, I would request that you allow for the interpreter to finish interpreting before you respond. That way, I mean, they are able to capture everything that is said, and also, I mean, the speeches would not overlap. May I ask that the officer in the booth move away from there, because it would appear that on the screen it would appear that he's sitting right there escorting the witness. We do not wish to convey any such impression. Thank you very much. Good, Mr. Tamba, could you confirm that you are sitting there all by yourself and be ready to speak freely to the commission?
Certainly, I am sitting here freely and I'm prepared to speak to this commission.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May I remind you that it is a criminal offense in the laws of this country to lie under oath or to provide false information to the commission. You've just taken an oath to speak the truth. Please answer instead of nodding your head.
Certainly, certainly. I'll speak the truth and nothing but the truth.
Fantastic. Interpreter, could you?
Akamem fo wala min ko sedo ye kali le ko be to nyale fo la andu be kana mudan nyinna fanan ko ge mbela luwa kono jang luwa bala kala la puru tumala me ne kalota ibina diamula e kuma sato walofo andu hani gabi fanan tuare TRC fanan sartol kono memu la luwaldi ay balanta la puru ye kali ena kuma soto balo fanan fo silan aka wala fo ya faham le bang ila faham roni adra ya faham kane ko jijar na fo ha nga faham le waranto hanim ma faham jere ko aya faham.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Before we start, General, I just want to explain that this commission is not a witch hunting exercise. We are here trying to establish the truth about what has happened in the 22 years of Jammeh's rule. There is no favoritism. There is no form of unfairness that we would knowingly met on any individual or group. We try to do things to the best of our ability, knowing that fairness and justice should be our guiding principles.
Ba katala nga kol be nga lankena mga samba anin tilingo la ka lonko tilingo ni ntonya wala be kol ni wala munna sarto lonkan to dunoti.
We are not perfect.
Hadama dingol le munti mantilin.
We may not always get it right.
Asike non da be sito no la pura tiling.
But we always strive to do it well.
Ba katala kata kol be nyasi yo be nyawa ka kol tilindi.
With respect.
Anin hormone kang.
Bearing in mind that our ultimate objective is to reveal the truth for all Gambians to know, so that we can all heal from the ills of the past, reconcile as a people, and shift our focus to national development and unity of the Gambian. And it is in that spirit that we would do this exercise. We would like to discuss the following issues with you today. Your biographical information, so that we can know who you are. We would discuss the 1994 coup d'etat. 1994 coup d'etat you must have heard your name mentioned several times. We need to know the role that you played, for the purposes of establishing the accurate historical record about what happened in that incident. We would also like to discuss with you the arrest and surrender to the NIA of this person called Sam Kambai. Sam Kambai to mutaro menkala ya samba NIA. We also want to discuss the 2006 and 2006 Ndur Cham coup d'etat. Ndur Cham na nyaton kaya ko coup d'etat mem failed your version of events, what happened, and also the investigations that occurred at the NIA prisons. Of course, you know there are allegations, adverse suggestions of you having been present when people were being interrogated in torturous environment. And tonyale me asikeno yenyi mwele fo ko itol fotale kisiwato mena tumomena kisikisiro dolo ni karol ni jabiro do gatra kirinje NIA jeto. We would also want to talk about your own victimization. That is the alleged 2009 Langton Bontamba coup d'etat. 2009 Langton Bontamba coup d'etat ning a membaita. I don't call it like that to suggest that you organized the coup d'etat. I just called it like that because that's what it was called. Are you ready to proceed, Mr.
The chairman of the commission, distinguished commissioners, the lead counsel, the staffs of the TRRC, audience, good morning to you all. I want to put on records that I am here this morning before this commission to shed light on the issues mentioned by the lead counsel. And I want to assure you all that I will speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Because I know certainly, sitting here, I can't hide anything from Almighty Allah. In fact, Allah has knowledge of what are you coming to say here. I used to handle a very high responsibility in this country. It was based on trust.
andu beta abelari nun jikole kang.
And I want to assure you that
lafta nyim bambandi la
based on that trust,
o jiko kang
I'll speak the truth before you,
mbeto nyala fala mobe nyala
because it is that truth
atu tonya
that will help you
wala be mako rokela
discharge your functions.
al salla du ko lu timmandino.
And thank you very much. I'm ready.
Allah barka bake mparetale.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tamba. What are your full names?
Itoni kondongo munedi.
My full names are
Ntolumu,
retired Lieutenant General Langtombong Tamba.
Langtombong Tamba.
What's your date of birth?
My date of birth is 2nd of January 1967.
1967.
Where were you born?
I was born in the village of Sintet in Foni Jarol district of West Coast region.
Brikama Banko Kang.
Is West Coast region Brikama Banko Kang?
It's part of the Banko.
Right. Just one of those. Thank you very much. Where did you go to school?
I did my primary school in St. John Bosco Primary School in Sintet.
Nana primary karambu St. John Bosco Primary karambu to Sintet sate auto.
Where I did my 5 years primary school.
Nana Sanjilulo primary karambu ke auto.
So you will wonder why 5 years instead of the normal 6 years.
You see, for wow, Sanjilulo alu anyanta kela Sanji woroleti.
It happened that when I was in primary 1,
Keta ko brimbe in primary 1,
along with my former mates,
in
primary 1, one of them came out first, the other one second. I came out third in our exams.
Bring a contibo ke londi contibo do follow soto do palas franjang soto ntenga sabanjang soto.
We got promoted to primary 2.
To yenteli sound nyale kansamba primary 2.
Primary 2, when we took our exams,
primary 2 fanam bring a londi contibo ke
the positions followed in that same order.
Between the londi contibo flow ketami nyami franjang fanang ketawole nyama.
The headmaster then
and
our class teacher felt that we were probably very bright. It was then Honorable Jane Qualify was the headmaster.
Honorable Jane Qualify, headmaster.
So the three of us have to jump primary 3 and go straight to primary 4.
Primary 3 primary 4.
So, and in our first year in primary 6, we passed the common entrance.
Primary 6, common entrance.
I opted for Nusrat High School.
Nusrat High School.
So from Sintet Primary, I went to Nusrat High School in 1981.
I was Sintet Primary in Nusrat High School in 1981.
And you did O-levels at Nusrat?
Yes, Council, I did my O-level at Nusrat.
Did you do any A-levels?
No, I did not, because when I finished in fact, when I was sitting to my O-level, within that same period, I was attending the selection entrance into the Gambia National Gendarmerie.
Mbema be kan tombondir bengoto pour kam be molu tombon kantu mena ke dundi Gambia National Gendarmerie.
So when I finished my exams May June,
May June,
and before the results could come out, I got selected into the Gambia National Gendarmerie and started training in August 1st.
Gambia National Gendarmerie
1981.
1981.
I have your bio here, and under educational qualifications, you have here GCE Advanced Level WAEC.
GCE or Advanced WAEC.
Advanced Level.
Advanced Level.
So, considering the statement you've just made, perhaps that should be changed to ordinary level.
But Council, it must be a typical error.
Ordinary level.
It might be a typical error. It's all levels.
Asikeno safernya filoti ole wullem.
Okay. And after your selection in the gendarmerie, did you pursue any other further education?
Biri idunta Gambian National Gendarmerie soldier karango nyindo fo inata na londi karango do gelaba.
Yes, I did the recruit training at the Fajara Barracks in Bakau.
Ngadundan karango kele gendarmerie ni belunna je ngaw karango ke Fajara Barracks Bakau.
Then for a period of about 1 year.
Then
when we passed out, I got promoted to the rank of Lance Corporal. And then posted at the Territorial Gendarmerie headquarters at the Karaba Station when it was newly opened.
Karaba Station or Dial Kutake Draw Territorial Station Samba
working on then Captain Ibrahim Chongan.
Whilst in the force, did you pursue any other education? We're not now talking about your ranks and promotion and progression. We're just talking about education. We want to establish the qualifications that you have.
Certainly, Council, in 1991.
Council 1991
I, alongside with 4 other cadet officers, had the opportunity to pursue military training officer basic course in Turkey.
Officer basic training officer Turkey.
And in that process, you had to study the Turkish language as well.
Yes, we studied Turkish language in Istanbul for a period of 1 year. Sorry, around 6 months.
Allow the interpreter to finish, okay, so that the speeches would not overlap. All right, and apart from the Turkish language course you did in Turkey and the basic officer course, did you do any other forms of advanced training?
Ning abota Turkish la kangola ali men karanje aning soyeria la fondo men folo ni men karanje fo inata na do karando fanan kele bon.
Yes, Council, I had the opportunity to attend a course in the Ghana Armed Forces Staff College.
Tonyala ngani silo sotole pour kata Ghana la sojar karambu mbato e ka sojaro lu karandi karambu mento je ndata woto fanan karamla.
I also had the opportunity to do an advanced course in Israel.
Na ni silo fanan soto kata Israel ka karambu nyari nke woto fanan.
I also studied managing security resources in Kofi Annan Institute in Accra, Ghana.
Ghana karambu bije kafadame Kofi Annan Institute woto fanan nga londo karanje me ya lonko fanamu sojaria bunda fanko londo karangoleti.
On several occasions, I had the opportunity to do advanced courses in various sectors in Republic of China, on Taiwan.
Sinya fula fanan soto tan kata londi karangola Republic of China Taiwan banko kang menketa atenyu londi sila karang silolti
and many other courses.
Council karang fason jamalu dal council.
Sports and football administration.
Yes, I have a certificate in sports and football administration.
A certificate of Bembulek Sele Kaito Puru Balabonyo to Fair and Katadam for Maranya.
All right. And tell us about your progression in the force when you joined.
Silang ila maka ila kula selta nyoka nyame bri idi ila bula ni gendarmerie do ko ila maka mo bula nyono nyame ifonye ba.
Council, in completion of my basic officer course in Turkey.
Council bringen officer makamo karango bang memba tukumuliti ngaw bang Turkey to moment.
On my return,
I
was appointed as Director of Operations for the Gambian National Gendarmerie.
Between Gambian National Gendarmerie la bunda ye mendin palaso mendina je wala menyan tamara la polu tamandola wala Director of Operations amunta yo makamo le dinaji.
Working under the former Captain Ibrahim Chongan.
Mbelu ko ke kanu men ko to wala memmu captain tinu Ibrahim Chongan.
Then there came a time they needed a lieutenant for that matter to be posted at the presidential guards at the State House.
Watinata soto isulata lieutenant la ibe mensambala president la kantar bundala State House kantar la lumene.
3 of us were shortlisted. We attended an interview with the former NSS National Security Service at the time.
Utumo nitata kacha ke interview nyini karo ninjabiri kacha londi silo la karola utumo NSS lebe caring memu banko la kullo police luku bundati.
Eventually I got selected.
Inatante tombo ngole kono.
And I was posted to the presidential guards under Sadauda Kairaba's government.
Utumo yende samba president la kantar bunda sojaro la karola me yalonko utumo wolem Sadauda Kairaba jawara la mansakunda nyinkora.
We would come to the events that happened while you were deployed at the State House in 1994.
Mina ko nyindole wato men yesamba president la dingira nyindo kakatara nyaron kala je wato men beje 1994.
In the meantime, let's talk about your career progression until you became Lieutenant General.
Wol kono silang ila ko nyimbulata nyono manya makamol bulata nyono manya fo inara nake Lieutenant General.
And then we would come back to all the issues surrounding your time in the gendarmerie and the evolution or the development of the armed forces in the Gambia.
Binana murla nankul misinana murna nankul do ila wato mene ebe nu gendarmerie fo inata na ye wato men fananke Gambian National Army.
And this is just to help us better understand the dynamic between the gendarmerie and the army.
Tinala purukanga faham kula nya be nyame gendarmerie and Gambian National Army be nyoy nyame kul belari.
Considering that you have served in both in very high positions.
Ado nyin kamala ko ite iketa molde me yalon ko gendarmerie ni Gambian National Army iketa molde me yalon ko makama sandon kol marajele.
So now proceed from after your deployment to State House to be in the team that would be guarding the president. What happened next to your career?
Tantan fanya bri na rene sound the president la dingira nyo puriye tara kafo mol kono men yalon ko lebe president nyin kantala silang afanya muno na ranake.
During the 1994 coup,
1994 kuleta uncheo kono.
I got posted to the newly created 3 Infantry Battalion in Fajara Barracks, Bakau.
Yang samba ka futandi kandundi 1 Infantry Battalion wutumo yolo kutake Fajara Barracks la dinkirato Bakau.
3 Infantry Battalion.
Infantry Battalion, sorry.
Becoming the commanding officer.
Inteleketa commanding officer tije memu nyaton kote.
But before then, were you at any time deployed to be responsible for supply and transport?
Perjanni wo fo watina na sorandala bayinan e samba dingira me alongo italo mbatarla marlin tanin nala aning
supply
kafemul samba supply Kenya.
Council following the 1994 coup.
Council 1994 coup kola.
Then I was transferred from the State House
the State House
and appointed as the first commanding officer, 3 Infantry Battalion, Bakau.
3 Infantry Battalion, Bakau.
Thereafter, I was transferred to head the Army Headquarters camp in Yundum Barracks. Then as officer commanding supply and transport units of the Gambia Armed Forces in Yundum.
Supply men ka femulu futandi sojarol ma aning ila kulula nyambienke wa makamol tonu mbe Yundum Barracks je.
So following the aborted coup attempt in 1994 November.
During 1994 November kudeta bayri ngo botala.
I got recalled and appointed as the State Guards Commander.
Yen commandi kotake yen tombong yen ke State Guards Commander ti wolem sojarol men president kantala ila kuntonko.
So I have spent greater part of my service as State Guards Commander in the State House.
Nganna du ko bunga ba men siata ngaw ke State Guards Commander yala wolem sojarol men ka president kanta State House wo du ko nga wati jamale kewto.
Thereafter, I served as Director of Admin at the Armed Forces Headquarters in Banjul under Babukar Jatta.
Nata place do fananta me yalonko wala mun tata Babukar Jatta koto me yalonko tembo ntolle marata sojalo la kulu lanya ni sambanya ni mararu kunyala Banjul yen samboto tata Babukar Jatta koto je.
Then later posted at the Armed Forces Training School as the commandant.
Ko lay natan samba sojalo la karambumba nyi fananto yen teleke kunton koti je commandant.
Did you at any stage serve as chief of staff? At the office of the president?
What na soron dala bang ye la makamo la ke chief of staff ti president la office oda bang?
Yes, I had once served as chief of staff, office of the president.
Nanga makamu mutale wala chief of staff wala do kulal membe president la office odo mitela karo lantele nga ulinyato
wati jelu
for less than a year.
Mansa ngosi
couple of months.
Karidantal rongo le kije.
Couple means two.
You couple wala karifulati.
Okay, about 5 months.
Okay,
good. And okay, after you became staff officer for admin and then you became commandant of the training school, what position did you hold after that?
Staff officer in Arnaki commandant.
After that, I had the opportunity to serve for the United Nations mission in Sierra Leone for the second term.
Brio botala lomnata na tara palaso to yen samba United Nations la bunda la Sierra Leone menkata sinya fulanjamoti.
That was in December 2003.
Okata December konole 2003.
But before that one, I was among the first military observers and military personnel who were posted to Sierra Leone.
Bari janio bekela ntelle mo fulol ti menu tata sojaria karola cross rola ning kadukul Kenya jibe Sierra Leone ntelle mo fulol ti menu tata ji
for a period of 1 year in 1999 July
1999 July karo kono bitum woyen nga ngola kije nga sanji mumele fanke do ko la ji.
So whilst in the mission area in December,
bari mbe do ko la wo do ko tamandinya karola December kono,
there was a change in the command and structure of the Gambia Armed Forces.
Falinguna atake Gambia sojaro la nyaton kaya makamulu anin bulanyono mo Kenya fanana karola falingu ketaji
where the CDS was replaced and his deputy as well at the time.
Tembole msojaro lubela kunto nko anin mensimbe mfango kang yewulu be faling.
Then Vincent Jatta got promoted and appointed as the Chief of Defense Staff.
Vincent Jatta la palaso la fa ya ke sojaro bela kundon ko the Chief of Defense Staff.
I was appointed as Deputy Chief of Defense Staff whilst I was still in the mission area in Sierra Leone.
Yente tombo utumole kanke anolanko the Deputy Chief of Defense Staff but wayatra hanimbi mbe do ko la no Sierra Leone o do ko nyi yentata mentamandije.
So when I returned back, I was on my 2 weeks vacation.
Then
Vincent had a problem and he was relieved of his duties.
Vincent
and Asansar was appointed as the CDS. And I continued to serve under Asansar as Deputy CDS. Until the time that Asan also had a problem.
And for what on at Soto, Asan Fanay Kolea Kosoto.
And he was replaced by Ndurcham. At a time when I was still Deputy CDS. But I was never appointed. And I continued to serve under Ndurcham as his deputy. Until during the foil coup of 2006, that is Ndurcham's foil coup.
And for 2006, Ndurcham law kudeta Byron Wucheunkono.
Eventually, I got appointed as Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces.
Chief of Defense Staff, Gambia la
the position I held about 3.5 years. Until in August 2009.
And for August 2009,
that I got implicated in a coup. But before my implication in the coup, I got removed from my post as Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambian Armed Forces. So I was trying to familiarize myself with my new life. So that was maybe 3 to 4 months after my removal as CDS. Resting at home with my family. I got implicated again, in a coup. This was in 2009.
It seems that all CDSs always wound up in problems.
Certainly, going by the trend, you would notice that, yes.
We will interrogate why CDSs would always end up in trouble. And during all this period of lengthy service, you received a number of medals and awards. And a number of citations. You got promoted to second lieutenant in 1992.
1992, second lieutenant.
Yes, Council.
Lieutenant in 1993.
Lieutenant in 1993,
Captain in 1995.
Captain 1995, Captain.
Major in 2001.
2001, Major.
Correct.
Yes. Lieutenant Colonel in 2004.
2004, Lieutenant Colonel.
Correct.
2006, Colonel.
2006, Colonel.
Correct.
2007, Brigadier General.
2007, Brigadier General.
Correct, Council.
And soon after that, 2008, you became Major General.
2008, Major General.
And 2009, you became Lieutenant General.
2009, Lieutenant General.
This is super rapid promotions. You would agree?
I agree.
In fact, from Major in 2001, by 2009, you were Lieutenant General.
2009, Lieutenant General.
Correct.
I don't know military ranking very well. But that rank would be just below Field Marshal. It does not in reality exist.
Lieutenant General is below General, that is this 4-star General.
Lieutenant General wobe General Dumale Dumandi mem lolo nani General Oti tubabu kaunto ka fole 4-star General.
Yes, but you see, in Gambia, once you are Brigadier General, we call them all General.
Yeah, the Gambia ni keta General ringa Brigadier General ka fo be Brigadier General.
Council, that does not apply only in the Gambia, but in most countries, that's the certain part of it. Instead of Brigadier General, they just call General to make it short.
General Muto Council Muto Nyalti. Wo dan amanka Gambia dan mantide. Umubanku Jamal Lekanti. Hani keta Brigadier General te purka asuti andi drone ka fole drone General.
I just raised this to show that you had very, very rapid promotion. You would agree by every standard.
Ngayon ko findin nila ram puruka itandi ko itela makamol nyingi makamol memara ila makamol nyintariata baga kabula nyo noma.
Council, okay, you can say so, but in military,
Council Tonyala is a phone, but it's Sojaria Bundala.
There are certain occasions that, and in fact, I know even in the civil sector, there are certain occasions that people are awarded for their hard work.
Aketa Sojar Bundati Bang, Aketa Bundati civilian Fanala Carola Bang, bari nin kato dolu keta do ku bunda la karola e keta mo sayri muti wakilta yela do ko ka nyama jama e ke mari fanan sarale ila o do ku kendo kan.
And during my tenure in the Gambia Armed Forces,
ndu wato men ngake Gambia la sojar bundala,
and during the period that you've mentioned when I was promoted from Brigadier General, Major General, Lieutenant General,
ndu wato men yafuten kabo Major General, Brigadier General, Lieutenant General,
I think the records are there to speak for themselves.
The
reason why I was accorded those promotions, you will find it difficult to understand. But if you have a chat with the members of the Gambian Armed Forces, the soldiers, they'll be able to give you an overview as to the reason why I was promoted to those various ranks.
Look, Mr. Tamba, there is no reason for one to try to diminish your capabilities or what you have done for the armed forces or what you have done in Gambia. It is not our purpose.
Dalil sedo dalila taje pour moya ko nyi so ka yekul katakul memfere yefero katol benke Gambia National Army la bunda koto dalila taje pour moya so
you did as you were expected to do.
Ya kala ko jiko ni tama men ditela ya wala mafa.
That does not denigrate the fact that these promotions were very, very rapid by every standard.
Bari memutonya wala mintiko ela makamoli itariata bulana nyono manyame wala mkuoti itariata bakele.
That is why I said promotions in the armed forces and sometimes be based on merit.
But you would agree that also they can be based on favoritism.
Yeah, in certain situations, but in this particular situation, there was nobody I could compete with because I was the only CDS, so there was nobody I could compete with.
Silo lolu kakenole bari ni silo lu ntebe memfo kanteng utumo modo tijenteni mense mnyo sabano amari tijenu dalilo kan wairi ntelebe lori nga silo kan kili ninyo sabanyo tije so wala na kulu ketateng.
You would agree that all these promotions would come with increase in pay and increase in packs.
Ndibe so nanyina la ko ni makama la fal be ila jumari ila joka la fale ani la ko dol so do do fananga la fale.
Certainly, Council, you are right, but I want you to understand one thing. When I was the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambian Armed Forces, I sat with my deputies and other service chiefs. And we had a plan to restructure and expand the Gambia Armed Forces in terms of command and structure. Nyanta Gambia sojar bunda bala fero lu landilale bunda lu nyanta lola nyamen anin sojar bunda fango ka kono fanundi. And once that is in place, certainly new ranks have to be created. Not to cut
you short, Mr. Tamba, that is understandable. But isn't it really the case that by 2009, the Gambian National Army was too small to have a Lieutenant General?
It was Gambian Armed Forces, not National Army.
Gambian Armed Forces National Army.
Which comprise of the Army, the Navy, and the National Republican Guards.
Army, Navy, and National Republican Guards.
How many personnel are we talking about?
And so, from your own point of view,
could we answer the question?
Yes, I'm coming, so that you understand better. You'll see it from a different angle.
Mr. Tamba, answer the question And if there needs to be an explanation, we would give you the chance to explain.
Okay. The
numbers, how many personnel are we talking about here by 2009?
2009, by 2009, the Gambian Armed Forces has gone close to 7,000 plus.
By 2009, Gambia soldier bunda tata wuli wala bala ka kata wala dal wala ase tambino wala dumandi.
Is it your belief that to lead 7,000 armed men you have to have the rank of Lieutenant General?
Fonyi mwila lanol di ko pour ka tambi mol no mialon ko do kulal mentar fo mo wili wala ajarata pour mo e makama so mbita fo Lieutenant General.
It can be possible. The armed forces at that strength can be led by a Lieutenant General or a Major General.
As a colonel, wo new futata wo sembedado. Wo dinkira Major General wala Lieutenant General si wo bunda nyaton kaya nole.
Or even a Brigadier General.
Waranto han Brigadier General.
Certainly.
Yeah, tonyala.
Or even a Colonel.
Waranto Colonel makamo.
Certainly.
Or even a Lieutenant Colonel.
Waranto Lieutenant Colonel fang.
All that is possible.
So you could see that what we had was over-bloated with ranks that were not necessary on the basis of the strength of the forces that we had. Isn't that true, Mr. Tamba?
And so that is why I need to give an overview so that you'll understand what led to the creation of those ranks.
Please go ahead.
Council wala na lefta kanyin ko sate ye kabo yoto mune ya sabu hanfo yo makama bundalu be londi.
But before you do that, do you just answer the question that if the forces could have been led even by a colonel, creating ranks up to Lieutenant General was just overblowing, or can be interpreted as just creating ranks for the purposes of appeasing people? But they were not absolutely necessary for the smooth functioning of the armed forces.
Council, you will see that way from your point of view. That is why I said, it's unless I give you an explanation, you will not see it from the point that we saw it. In any setup, if there is going to be any expansion, even in the civil sector, in an expansion situation, positions have to be created so that those ranks can be fitted in those positions. At that time, in question, the Gambia Armed Forces, we had a plan for an expansion. That was why at that time we had plans and we opened a barracks. It was to be a battalion in after Nungukeba, around SL area. Okay, Njongo.
Nata dinkira doku laftakela num battalion waleti dame yalon ko nga doku njongon ma fangola.
We opened another barracks in Lamen Koto.
Tata dinkira do fana yele Lamen Koto.
We opened another barracks in Mansa Konko.
Tata sojar kurda do fana yele Mansa Konko.
Because we felt that once ranks have been created, we have to create positions so that those individuals can be given responsibilities. And my plan at the time was to have Esau, or what's the name again? Lamenkot, what's the name? Esau, huh? Njongon. Farafenye. Lamenkoto. Will be on a brigade strength.
Ulsike makamo ti sojaro nangamo menyantatala brigade yiriko kono puru sitara wakamo.
One of the generals.
General Lulukiling
will be in charge of that brigade.
Wala betarla wo brigade yiriko kunna.
Mansakonko was also open.
Mansakonko fana yeleta.
Then it was going to be Mansakonko, Kudang and Basse.
Wobekela Mansakonko, Kudang anim Basse
was also going to be a brigade.
Fana bekela faye brigade bundale.
So, Mr. Tamba.
Yes.
Sedo.
Your plan broke the glass ceiling in terms of ranks for military in Gambia, correct?
Yes.
And the floodgates were then opened for promotions, very, very rapid promotions, correct?
Council, it depends what you mean by rapid promotions.
The floodgates were open for people to just attain very, very high ranks.
Certainly, if there is to be an expansion, people have to be prepared for that expansion.
In fact, this plan paved the way for people to move from very junior ranks, tap, general in 3 years.
Council, I'm not aware of that. Maybe you can give me examples. I'm not aware of that.
At the eve of Jammeh's departure, we have seen, we have read that people were promoted very rapidly to generals. Is that true or false?
Council, the period you are talking about, I was not in the military. But even whereas the president being the commander-in-chief has the prerogative to promote any serving member for reasons best known to him. But these particular promotions you were talking about, it didn't happen during my time, but they were not sanctioned by the CDS at the time. They were sanctioned by the commander-in-chief.
Mr. Tamba, we are not disputing that under the law, the commander-in-chief is responsible for promotions. And it is not suggested by any means that you are responsible. What I am trying to establish is that there were rapid promotions in the army for whatever reason. And that a lot of these promotions just overbloated unnecessarily the needs of the army. Whether you are there or not. This is the point I'm trying to establish. That in our army, the door was opened and ranks were given to the highest level, or to the next highest level, as you would want to call it, even though our armed forces was not big enough to accommodate for all those ranks. This is the point I am trying to establish. Do you agree?
And so I cannot talk on an issue that did not happen during my time. That was why I was able to explain to you the reason why during my time we created those ranks so that they can take up those responsibilities that will be assigned to them. But I've said that as the commander-in-chief, he has prerogative to award promotions. So the ones you are talking about were sanctioned by the president, who happened to be the commander-in-chief.
Maybe, General, you did not listen to me.
General said,
I was not suggesting that you were there and that you played a role. Neither am I trying to suggest that the president and commander-in-chief did not have the power. All I am saying is that you are an expert in this field. In all honesty, with an army of 7,000 people, you told us a colonel could have effectively run that army. Didn't you tell us that?
Yes, I did.
Then it was unnecessary to go beyond colonel, have a brigadier general. It was not necessary to go beyond that and have a major general. And it was not necessary to go above that and have a lieutenant general. Isn't that true?
Council, I disagree with you, with this theory. If I say a colonel can handle that responsibility, those are usual in extreme cases. But that does not necessarily follow that you cannot promote officers to higher ranks to take up those responsibilities.
Mr. Tamba, as a responsible citizen, with expert knowledge on militaries and military structure and hierarchy, forget about the fact whether you are there or not there. Do you honestly think that the promotions and current rank structure we have in the Gambia National Army is reasonable and justified under Gambia's current economic circumstances?
And so I will say yes with an explanation. I did mention to you about the plan to expand the armed forces by sanctioning responsibilities. So you cannot give those responsibilities without preparing the men, giving them the ranks, preparing them. Then how do you give those responsibilities? I've talked about the creation of new responsibilities in terms of dividing command as well. So to my understanding, that was why we created the division to create regional command by creating new barracks, which I said Lamenkoto, Mansakonko, and Lungukebe.
Wala nanganyum foko wadaliro le asabu nga sojar korda kutolu parendi ndungu kebe kata anifo mansa konko ani dinkira kotolu.
Let me end this discussion by asking just one question. Are you satisfied that for just 7,000 men you require a lieutenant general.
Fo ñing tilun kono fo yede amre ñe sew ay konta sew tala pour so yar kunda mentara mota mo wili worowla a jareta pour lieutenant general e taraje memba ñaton ko yala.
I am.
Ha, nusonta. Thank you. But do you also think that for a person who could not even pass common entrance of the Gambia, to be given ranks like lieutenant colonel, do you honestly think that that is appropriate?
Council,
just say yes or no.
Yes, I will say. I'll come to that. I've said it here that the commander-in-chief has the prerogative to promote any officer he feels for reasons best known to him. There is another section we call Q Commission. These are particular ranks like the warrant officers, we call them. This particular officer has served for a long period in the armed forces with a very good track record. He can be promoted to those kind of ranks.
But those key commissions, you move from, say, warrant officer 102 to captain. You don't go to lieutenant colonel, you don't go to major. Is that not the case?
That is the case.
Exactly. But we're raising these things because the question of the promotions in the army had been raised by members of the armed forces who appeared before this commission. Do you believe that the promotions in the army were honest and genuine? Based on merit? And merit only?
Council, from my own experience and knowledge, I've said that there are two types of promotions in the armed forces. The one that is sanctioned by the Chief of Defense Staff through the various service chiefs. Chief of Defense Staff wala soja wala kunton ko fo e men londi me yalon ko fanan no nyatun ka kote wala gonbe bundal wala fanal sontala. The Chief of Staff will sanction the service chiefs, that is the Chief of the Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of National Republican Staff. Mem kunton ko to fanan sinin kawlondi bunda sabola nyatun kunna. I'm telling so that you just bear me out, so that everybody will understand what I'm trying to say.
Just bear me out.
Okay.
And again, I would emphasize that we are not suggesting that you did wrong. All we are asking is, are you satisfied that all the promotions that you know about in the army happened just based on merit? That's yes or no answer. And
in certain circumstances, you can answer yes or no, but in certain circumstances, for an individual to understand further, you need to elaborate, you need to explain. Probably you understand, but others might not, because you have a background of military knowledge. So my explanation is to give chance to all people seated here and those watching, so that they will also understand.
We all want that, but by the way, I was never a soldier, much as they have tried. So I listen to people like you, and I get some. You have clearly established the process of promotion. Recommendations by the supervisors and prerogative of the commander-in-chief. And you know that the two are different. All right. So, but what I am asking, I'm not asking whether all promotions recommended by Langtombong Tamba as CDS or as commander of a particular unit. I'm not asking about those promotions. I am asking about in general. The promotions in the armed forces. Do you believe that all of them were based on merit?
Council will debate on this for a while. Yes, I'm coming because some witnesses who sat on this chair before me had their own perception of how the promotion was done. So it is important that you listen to me also.
Allow me. This is why I am asking for your own perception. I am not asking for a detailed explanation about that perception. All I want to know is, what is your view? Do you believe all of them were based on merit, or you don't believe that? And then we move on. Because I don't want that long debate that you're talking about. All I want is your personal opinion. And please bear in mind that I don't have an opinion on these things. Even if I did have an opinion, it wouldn't matter. I don't make any decision. The decisions are made by the commissioners. But it is my responsibility to bring out the questions, the things that ought to be known. So that through your answers, the commissioners would make their own opinion and make their own decisions. You have told us about that gentleman who sat in that chair and gave his own opinion. It is equally important for the commission to hear your own opinion. And somebody else's opinion. So that the commission can put all that together and make its own findings. You have already explained how these promotions happen. So my question to you is, in your opinion, honest opinion, do you believe that all these promotions you come to know about in the army are all based on merit?
Council, that will be difficult for me to answer. I've mentioned here that there are two types of promotions. Council, the one sanctioned by the CDS and the one sanctioned by the President, who is the Commander-in-Chief.
Do CDSM no di anin Commander-in-Chief,
Mr. Tamba, allow me to cut you short.
Mr. Tamba,
I don't want us to go about repeating the same things. We have talked about the two different types of promotions. So my question to you is, do you believe that with all these promotions from the various tracks, do you believe that they were based on merit? If you believe they were, say yes. If you believe that all of them were not based on merit, say no. If you don't know, say you don't know. And then we will proceed. Because I don't want us to spend too much time on this. You have explained how these promotions happen. Tell us just your opinion and then we move on.
Council, with due respect, I don't want to take your time on the same issue. But what I want all of us to know, particularly you, Council, I've mentioned about promotions that were sanctioned by me as the Chief of Defense Staff. But the President, being the Commander-in-Chief, he feels that he has the power and the authority to promote certain members of the armed forces. The CDS has no control over. So this is where the problem comes. The promotion sanctioned by the President, Commander-in-Chief, and those sanctioned by the CDS. Let
me help you and make it easier. Because the answers you're giving seems to suggest that you are fixated on your own person, your own self. So I'd help you make a neat division or distinction. Do you believe that all the promotions that you, Langtombong Tamba, have sanctioned, that they are all based on merit?
Yes, I believe, simply because these recommendations comes from their service chiefs, their battalion commanders to their service chiefs, and then to my table. Yes, I say yes for that.
It was so easy to give an answer, wasn't it? Yes. So now, the promotions that were made by the President in exercise of the powers bestowed to him by the Constitution to promote people in the armed forces. Do you believe that all those promotions were based on merit? Your own opinion.
Council, I say yes. Simply because what he sees as that it is a genuine promotion, it might be different from me. But he, being the Commander-in-Chief, is vested with certain powers to promote. So my answer is yes.
So it is based on merit simply because he has the power. That's what you just said.
The power alongside with merits.
Honestly, Mr. Tamba, are you telling us that there were no promotions in the army simply on the basis of tribe? tribalism.
Sedo anin tilingo kono es fayla ta fala molien ko sojar kunda to nun tonu makama la faka kenu nyamenji aman suji di fo fen me an ko anin te si fatam fansi ko
Your honest opinion, you are under oath.
Ebe kalola ko de ibe til to nyani tilingo e bola fala ebe kalola ko e si wolonde.
And so you will give me time to elaborate on that.
By that I mean,
I'll give example.
Just a moment. I honestly don't want to give you time on that. Just answer yes or no, and then we move on to another topic. I would not ask any further questions.
What I mean is, when I give you an answer, I'll give you the example. My answers is no. Simply because the tribe issue that you bent on, my deputy, when I was CDS, the deputy CDS was Yam Kobadrame. Astagfirullah, Masane Kinte.
Neo fonya nte to nyansa foko kulo me alonko aniu fatata ka do be CDS ya lat moment men simbende kan ikafa Masane Kinte.
Masane was not a Jola.
Masane man Jola.
Mr. Tamba, just let me stop you there. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Okay, Council.
I did not suggest here that Jolas or any other particular tribe was given preference over another. That's why I wasn't even asking for examples. My question to you is a simple one. Do you believe that all the promotions were based on merit? You said yes.
Yes.
I asked whether do you believe that there were any other promotions that were based on tribalism? Tell me yes or no, and then we move on. I'm just asking for your belief. I'm not asking for your justification. So just tell me your belief.
Also, I'm not giving any justification. I will give my answer is no, there was no tribalism. Promotion was not based on tribalism, and I want to give the example so that people will understand fully what I meant by that. Because this issue was raised earlier on, that there was tribalism in the army. The promotion was based on tribalism. If I say no, I should give my reasons so that people will fully understand why I said no.
Mr. Tamba, much as I want to give you every latitude to explain,
yeah, Mr. Tamba, ko akira nyaonya purunga watu dila purua fam sata nyaonya.
I don't see it necessary on this occasion
where you
believe that there was no tribalism. If you had believed that there was tribalism, perhaps I would give you the chance to explain which cases make you believe that. But because your answer is no, it would even be unfair to try to ask you to justify. Because you cannot justify it without having to deal with every single case in which it is suggested that there was tribalism. For us, the important thing is to be able to identify the fact whether or not there was tribalism in the army in terms of promotion. If it is believed that there was, then the commission would make that finding and would make the necessary recommendation to prevent that from happening in the future. That is the purpose. So we are not looking at who did what. It's not in our mandate to investigate unfair promotions. Much as you would want to explain the structure to show that there was no tribalism, it would just unnecessarily expand the discussion. Like you call it, it would be a long debate, and that is not necessary. I hope you understand what I have just said.
Council, I did not understand it, because I feel the purpose of this commission is to reveal the truth. So if I'm seated here wanting to explain the issue you are talking about so that the commissioners can better understand it,
all right.
I will say it is not necessary,
Mr. Tamba,
then what is my being here then? I want to be guided.
Mr. Tamba, I have just guided you, and clearly what you have just done is to refuse to understand. But okay, let's do it the way you want. Let's spend here 2 days, and then we explain everything. That is what you want. Because what you want is absolutely unnecessary, but I would give you the opportunity, because I don't want it to be seen that I'm not giving you the opportunity. I'll give you the opportunity. We would spend here 2 days and discuss a subject that is absolutely unnecessary. Go ahead and explain it.
Council, if you can sit there and say those issues are absolutely unnecessary, then my comment here should not be necessary too. Because I am here to explain for you people to understand how the armed forces were working. So if you can say it is absolutely unnecessary, then my comment here should be unnecessary too.
No, Mr. Tamba, you're getting it absolutely wrong.
You heard from the other witnesses that were here. I was at the helm of things. I have the opportunity to let the commission understand how things were working. But if you say it is not necessary for me to explain how the promotions came about, because I heard some of them saying it was based on tribal lines. So if they make allegations that promotion in the armed forces was based on tribal lines, and I was at the helm of things, I have the opportunity to shed light so that it will help the commissioners. But if you say it is unnecessary, fine, we can move on.
No, I refuse to move on because of what you have said. And let me question you on these issues that you're just talking about. Good. Tell us about the intelligence service. Isn't the intelligence service supposed to be an institution comprising of some of the most qualified people in this country?
Which intelligence service, Council?
The intelligence service like the NIA.
Council, I'm sorry, I cannot talk on behalf of the NIA. I was not
I'm not
there.
asking you to talk on behalf of the NIA.
Okay.
I am asking you a question.
Yes.
You are CDS of the armed forces.
Yes.
Okay. The chief of intelligence in the army should be somebody of very high level of intelligence and academic qualifications, correct?
Nibe kullo kibaro lu Kenya fola sojaro la karola memo intelligence ti woto membe o makamu marala anyanta kala moleti meya alondo soto ayalo dula sahari mo fana long.
True or false?
Yes, true.
Mutonyal.
Do you believe that somebody with just ordinary level certificate is qualified to be director of intelligence in the Gambian National Army or in any army for that matter?
Fodu ilata nyina la ko momme yalon ko ayo makamu drone soto karawla karola ka fo meye o level fodu wo anyanta le pruka wo palaso mara me yalon ko wala be kala kullo doko police la karola akunton kaya fo mari nyanta o palaso mara la.
Do you believe that?
In our own context, in our Gambian context, yes, I believe in that.
And you believe that our own context, we should have mediocres and people with no achievements? That's your belief?
Mundelata nyala ko molu meni alonko imanlo dula sari musoto karawla karola menula londo be doyari muso woto wolle nyanta tarlawo nyato ngapala so ilata wala labang.
It is sad that you calling those people mediocres, and these were people who were carrying their functions fully to the best of their ability. That is very sad. That is very sad. I don't expect that kind of description to come from you, Council. I want you to know that the armed forces, the Gambian armed forces cannot be compared with other outside armed forces.
Could you listen, Mr. Tamba? Could you give me a chance to listen? I deplore that attitude. I do not for a moment embrace this attitude where you're trying to pit me against other people. And that is most unfair to come from you. That is not a nice thing to do.
Council, what attitude?
No, you are trying to pit me against other people, and that is most unfair. That is not a nice thing to do.
If I am doing that, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to make a justification.
Thank you very much.
It's a justification I'm trying to make.
But thank you.
Maybe you see it differently.
Mr. Tamba, could you calm down? Could you calm down and listen to me carefully? All I am saying is I'm not suggesting that a particular person is mediocre. I did not say that. I am saying that we have mediocre qualifications for very high positions. That was the truth, isn't it?
Nkamemfa wala minti ko makama santon ko kadi ngol me alon ko la londol ni la makamu la makamol masi pour ka makamol ni maranka wala folam to nyati.
And so I don't want to go into any argument with you, but I know the purpose of this
could you answer the question
of this commission is to know what went wrong so that it can be corrected.
Mr. Tamba,
if I am explaining and you are trying to explain, to give a justification or to condemn certain areas, then what is my use of being here? To give you an idea so that you can take a decision on that.
Mr. Tamba, Mr. Chair, let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind. Just point of order. Let me just say one thing before you rule.
Mike.
Proceeding.
Mike.
Yeah. To have a meeting, the three of us in the witness room for the moment. We do that and then we'll come back after the coffee break in 30 minutes.
So thank you, Mr.
We
Chair.
will do that 12:20. We come back in the room here. But if the three of us, witness, counsel and myself, can meet in the witness room, I would appreciate it very much indeed. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy kër fan, kër zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek. Loo lañ soxlaati rek. Maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin, yéen xam ngeen fan la. Fii ngeen di ñëw. Suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal bel la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi di waxee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw Skincare Plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indi les products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox Skincare Plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu nga United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes, you know, fragrances, men's shirts, accessories. We do dresses as well. We do blouses. I mean, we do shoes. Name it, we do them. Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection. Zero task. Fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task. Kenn waratu fi am problème kanam. Kenn waratu fi am problème picture. Boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii.
Love like fire. Bring my yobo guma fire. Love like fire.
Miss B Designer Outlet is the #1 quality and affordable stop shop for all your needs. Get your evening dresses, suit and ties, office wears for both ladies and gentlemen, beach wears, sport wears, pure leather shoes for men, quality belts, bags, heels for all beautiful ladies, original perfumes, accessories, and a lot more. Find us at Kololini Road opposite Gaddafi Mosque at the Aqua Bridge Station, or call us on 295-3411 or 764-2486. Miss B Designer Outlet. Shop right, look good.
When we touch down, better broke down.
Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see that.